This is so embarrassing, so I made this throwaway. My boyfriend and I have been together for a year now, and everything is moving forward smoothly. We have great chemistry, and the sex was mind-blowing. Until about 2 weeks ago, when we were having pillow talk after a great sex session, then he opened up and mentioned that he loved pink pussycats and that it made him go crazy. That he preferred it. I told him that, well, that means the majority of POC girls aren't preferable to him. He shrugged and said that this was what everyone actually preferred, but it doesn't take from the girl. I told him that I disagreed with everybody because not everyone subscribed to the white ideal. He shrugged again. Honestly, I didn't care much about it at the time. Personal preference, I thought. But now I have been avoiding him like the plague. The thought of him gives me shudders. He has been texting me every day and trying to call, but I am not ready to talk to him yet. I think I am ending things with him, but I don't think it is polite to do it via text when we have been together for a year, and I am simply not ready to see him yet, so I've been avoiding him. My friends call me the asshole, but for different reasons. The majority, because I am insecure and feel inferior, dumped a man because of his preference when everything else is great and he loves me. He made it very clear that this preference doesn't have anything to do with what he wants from a partner. I honestly don't think this is the issue here, but I feel insecure. Others because I didn't react strongly enough, but then again, I didn't really think that I had any right to scold someone over their preferences. There's no right or wrong. Have I messed up? Update. So I did it, and I sent him the text suggested by one of your beautiful Reddit users. He texted me that he wanted to see me, and at least he wanted to know what's wrong and if he did anything to make me mad, so I texted. I think we should see other people. He answered about an hour later, saying he wanted to come over to talk. So I guess we are having the talk later this evening. Wish me luck. Update 2. So he was here, and we talked. I let him do almost all the talking, and he started saying that he missed me and that he loved me. I told him that I felt like something switched off, and I got the ick. I don't think it is fixable. He got angry and called me insecure, saying that he didn't mean it that way. These things aren't important in the scheme of things, and I am the best he's been with, not only sexually. I disagreed that I am insecure because I don't recognize myself as one. I am just turned off, and I thought we should call it quits before we waste more of each other's time. We had a conversation, and this is how it went. It is not like I am the only one who thinks that. Everyone does. Think what? You know, ask anyone, and those who say otherwise are lying, like, ask who? Like my friends, they all like white girls, okay? I see you are being insecure again. I don't care because I love you. It doesn't matter, no, it doesn't matter at all, but at the same time, I am not really attracted to you anymore. We can't control these things. He got upset and said, see, we want to give you, plural, a chance, but you are always so dramatic, and you wonder why we prefer white women? Just relax. Be fun. You just said you didn't care. Silent. Then he said, look, I didn't mean it that way, but you really need to relax. I love you. You are the best sex I've had. Then it just got awkward and quiet afterwards, so he said he was leaving and asked to just not jump into things. He texted later that things didn't go as he hoped and that he was sorry and didn't mean what he said. Then, at least think before giving him an answer. I answered that I was very sure that this was over and that I didn't need to think things through. He called me easily offended, then the texting bubble was there for almost a minute, so I texted, before you write something stupid in the heat of the moment, don't. It wasn't worth us sinking this low. I prefer ending things on good terms. The bubble disappeared, and he just wrote, I just can't believe I'm losing you over this. Then I love you. This is it. I didn't and won't answer him. P.S. Everything is paraphrased besides the text. The conversation was longer but went in this direction. This is my update. Now, good night. Final update. Today I had a talk with my ex-boyfriend's best friend's wife. Her husband told her everything, and as many here suspected, it wasn't just an innocent comment or a preference. It was negligible. My ex-boyfriend meant to say it to me to make me feel insecure and even grateful that he sticks around, like, oh, he must love me if he doesn't mind how I look. Basically, he thinks I am too awesome to be with someone like him, so he's been terrified that I would leave him. Well, it backfired because I kind of get turned off by someone making me insecure. I am even the opposite. I am very needy of feeling praised and appreciated to feel attracted to someone. He must be dumb as hell not to know this about me after a year of dating. The more I appreciate it, the more affection and compliments I get from him. He thought comparing a brown girl to a white girl was a good idea because apparently we are all too insecure when it comes to white girls. My question now is to you. Does putting your girlfriend down really ever work to keep her? Is this really a thing? It must be because so many have suggested it, and it turned out to be the case here. Do people really stay with someone who puts them down? It hit me now that the relationship has ended, and I feel terrible sadness about it. What a silly thing to pull off on your girlfriend and blow a perfectly happy relationship. What a waste of good love he was. Story 2. My friend, 36F, manipulated me, 28F, into believing my boyfriend, 27M, was having an affair. This is a complicated story, so I'll use fake names for everyone. Boyfriend, Tom. My friend, Jess. Boyfriend's friend, Kim. My tech-savvy friend, Rich. Tom and I have been together for 3 years, and he's been a very affectionate and loving boyfriend during that time. I would have said yes if he had proposed to me. Kim is a friend that he knows from work. I've always been a little uncomfortable with their relationship, but I never had a reason to believe that Tom and Kim were doing anything behind my back until Jess told me that she saw them at dinner together on a Friday night, where Tom told me he was working late. Obviously, I was devastated. Tom is the most stand-up and honest man I know, so I never expected in a million years that he would even lie to me, let alone have an affair. I didn't believe Jess at first, but then she showed me a blurry picture of the two together. I couldn't see either of their faces, but I saw body figures that greatly resembled both of them. I also saw the man wearing a watch. Tom always wears a watch, and Tom's favorite Vineyard Vines tie thrown over his shoulder. I was convinced. Jess told me that if I could get my boyfriend's phone, she'd be able to bypass the password and get all the messages that were on it, even the deleted ones. She gave me a stack of papers that she claimed were correspondence between Tom and Kim, which clearly indicated an affair between the two. Again, I was devastated. The papers showed that he called her the same nickname he called me. That cut really deep. I tried to approach Tom with this information in mind casually. Do you have anything to tell me? I tried to be extra affectionate and loving with him throughout this, and he always reciprocated the love, which disgusted me but gave me hope that he'd end his alleged affair with Kim. Every time I jumped through Jess's hoops to check, Jess would tell me that the affair was still ongoing. After 2 weeks, yesterday, I confronted Tom with everything, and unsurprisingly, he denied it. I told him that I was willing to fight for our relationship if he was willing to meet me halfway. Tom continued to deny everything, and he told me that if I didn't believe him, then we had no relationship. I didn't believe him. He slept on the couch and promised me he'd be out of the house by the end of the week. I was so upset last night that I could not sleep. I cried for a really long time, and Tom heard me crying. He even tried to come in and comfort me, but I cussed him out and told him to leave. This morning, Jess was busy with work, so I went to a tech-savvy friend, Rich, for help with what Jess had done traditionally. I gave Rich the phone, and he told me that my demands were impossible. He said you cannot bypass the password on my boyfriend's phone, it's a work phone, without deleting the text messages. I teased him about not being as familiar with this stuff as he thought, but he adamantly stuck with his claim. When I showed him the papers that Jess gave me, he told me they were fake, and he proved to me they were fake by making his own. Fuck my life. I have absolutely no idea what to do and no one to talk to about this. Rich told me he's looking into everything, but I don't know if he'll come up with much. When I came home, Tom was already gone with his stuff, and I have no way of reaching him directly because I'm the one with his phone. I don't know what to do. I don't even know what's really going on in my life anymore. Edit, there are lots of questions about this, so I'll try to clarify. I took my boyfriend's phone when he went out for his run since he doesn't listen to music when he's jogging. The run sort of contributed to my suspicion, but he's been doing this since I've met him. When I confronted my boyfriend, I didn't show him the proof, but I told him I had conclusive evidence, and he said that that was impossible. At the time, I thought he was lying. Jess has not replied to any of my voicemails or messages. Update 1. I returned Tom's phone to him, and we talked about the situation. I tried to explain everything, but he told me that trust in our relationship was irreparable and that I needed to learn how to effectively communicate my concerns. He's a firm believer that without trust, there is no relationship, so we've officially split up. He initiated NC, and I have not spoken with him since. I finally got a hold of Jess through the phone, and she admitted she lied, but she won't tell me why. I'm sure she has not slept with Tom, but I can't be sure she isn't trying. I'm unbelievably mad right now, mostly at myself. Story 2. My fiancée had a sexual relationship with an older man who works for her father, and I don't want him at my wedding. Prior to getting together with my fiancée, she had a long-term relationship with an older man. He's 52 now, but he was 46 when they started up. She was 19 at the time. This relationship has never been exclusive. Her father is a contractor, and this man has worked with him for many years. My fiancé initiated the relationship, and it has been a secret between the two of them. My fiancé told me that when we became exclusive, there would be no secrets. But their physical relationship went right up until she started dating me. The problem now is that she sees him often due to his relationship with her father, and he's invited to the wedding. Their relationship has been exclusively sexual, and it angers me when I see them around each other, to the point that I'm using sex to cope. The last time I saw them together was at her father's 61st birthday party, and I got so angry that I took my fiancée upstairs, and we had sex in her childhood bedroom while the party was still going on. To my fiancée's credit, she lets me cope this way, but it isn't healthy. I don't want him at the wedding, but if I say anything, I will need to provide a reason. Her father would beat the bag out of him if he knew about it, in addition to firing him. So my fiancée doesn't want to say anything since she says he really didn't do anything wrong. She was an adult before anything happened, and he hasn't tried anything since we've been together. But this guy knew her as a kid, and the whole thing is creepy. What should I do? Am I out of line here? This is a throwaway account since the parties involved know my Reddit account. Edit. Thanks for all the comments, at least I know that I am not being unreasonable. My fiancé also understands how I feel and doesn't want him at her wedding either. And the wedding isn't the only issue, it's his continued presence in our lives, which she doesn't want as much as I do. But the situation is combustible. She feels responsible for initiating the relationship in the first place and is embarrassed. She thought at the time that hooking up with this older guy made her a badass. She certainly doesn't think that way anymore and doesn't want her whole family to know what she did. And believe me, I get that. Whatever I ask her to do to make me feel comfortable, she will do. But I love her, and I don't want to embarrass her in front of her family or make her feel guilty for wrecking this guy's life. Perhaps I just need to be stronger. Update. I believe my problem has been resolved and, by some miracle, has worked out for both myself and my fiancé. We started talking this weekend, and I told her that I could get through the wedding if the old guy was there, but I would always feel uncomfortable around him. But I had also decided that I would feel worse if I forced her to reveal the relationship to her family. So I said I could be strong and get over it. She started to cry a little and said she didn't want me to have to be strong. She legitimately doesn't understand why I feel threatened by this particular guy. She said he's an overweight 52-year-old who didn't finish high school, he's no threat to you. She had turned him down multiple times before we even met. She got out her old phone, which had the text to prove it. But the sexual nature of those texts on his part made me feel worse than when we started the conversation. My fiancé could tell, and she even looked offended when reading them again. I could see her getting pissed the longer she looked at them. So right there, she just dialed his number and put it on speaker. She told him that she'd been reading some old texts, and she's thinking that she doesn't want to see his face again but wanted to give him a heads up before she told her father. He begs and apologizes, he thought she liked it. This went on for a while, and my fiancé can run a bit hot, so some things were said that even I thought were a bit harsh. If anyone wants to hear them ask, I'll reply in the comments. Anyway, she hangs up and gets a text from him this morning that he is moving to Florida. He's got a cousin down there he can work with, so the problem's solved on my end. If he stays true to his word and stays away, my fiancé won't have to tell her father. So a win all around. Thanks for all the advice, everyone, it was appreciated.